It looks like you're like a little.
And ladies and gentlemen, I am delighted. I am thrilled to have two guests returning this morning on the Louis B. Free Radio Show, Brain Food from the Heartland. And I've got to start with you, Meggie. Tell us a bit about yourself. I love that you're back. Oh, let me hold up your book.
Louis, I love coming back to talk to you. You're amazing. I am the author of Butterflies and Bliss trilogy. It's inspirational nonfiction trilogy. Just won my last one, my memoir, Butterfly Awakens, just won a finalist position in a book adapted to screen this last weekend. So I'm so excited about that. Something that first time I'm sharing with you, Louis. There you go.
Wow.
And this is my beautiful
news.
daughter. It's incredible news. Yes.
I mean, so tell me a little bit more about that. Tell me a little bit more.
It was a contest where you can submit your book to be, I guess, to be determined whether or not you are considered to, I guess it's book adapted to screenplay. And I've been working on this last summer. I've been working on a musical adaptation of the end of my book, which is the Camino de Santiago. So I just got this other information this last weekend. So I'm so excited. I get to announce it on your show, Louis. So that's really even better.
Thank you. That's fantastic. That is absolutely fantastic. I love that. That's great news. You've had so many successes with your books. I mean, I'm
so excited.
Reviews and right. And where you place it's fantastic. It really is. It has to be for you. Go ahead.
It's amazing. And I will say this, one of the most incredible ones when we were in New York City, she was working with the Broadway collective there. I found out that I was a winner in the Chanticleer Hardin Award. So that was fun for both of us. We were in Juniors, the restaurant in downtown in Broadway, Juniors, the deli.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it was great.
Wow.
In the middle of the night.
Of course, Juniors is still there. I was going to say, I didn't realize Juniors was still there. And Butterfly Awakens, I cannot recommend this more highly. A memoir of transformation through grief. What a beautiful book. All three of your books are wonderful. Thank you. Thank you. Juniors, you just reminded me. I remember, shouldn't go off on this, but here I'm talking to myself. Louis, don't go off. Yeah, okay. We already started. Okay. I talked to myself and I answered, which gets, and really for me, they used to say, it's okay to talk to yourself as long as you don't answer. And my response to that, well, who's listening? If I'm talking to myself, and so I have these conversations, seriously, and it's getting worse as I'm getting older because I'll be at the grocery store. Do I need this? I can't remember. I think okay. I have some at home, right? And then I'll respond to myself. And when people are around, and then I'll notice somebody behind me, like looking at me like really weird. I said, I'm sorry, I talk to myself. I have conversations with myself. And then they slowly move away. But let's get into this. Sorry about that. Ava, tell us about you.
I am 13 years old, going on 14. And
ooh, wow, 14.
And I love singing and acting in musical theater as a whole. And I'm very excited to be here.
I'm very excited to have you back. You are so amazingly talented. Your personality. Again, I was telling you, Maggie, I was just talking to Jeff Mamula from our library system, and he has seen you on the show and was just, everybody's blown away by you, Ava. I know you hear that all the time because your talent, your personality just glows. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, because and I will tell you, when I was walking Jeff out, I told him, I said, I hope I live long enough to see when Ava hits big on the stage somewhere, somehow. So I'm trying to hold on. We got to make it happen, in my 70th year. So
make it happen, right, Ava?
I'll make it happen.
Hopefully,
I know you will.
It won't be long.
Hopefully for the world, because you're so talented. Ooh. So what crack me up. So tell us a little bit about the trip to New York.
It was an amazing opportunity and an amazing workshop just to learn with professionals. And I met some really nice people and I created really strong bonds. But not only that, I feel like I've grown a lot and I've realized Broadway is hard, very hard. But it's not a too tough of a challenge that I will give up. No. If
Of course
anything,
not.
this is just making me push
That's,
harder.
I'm glad you said that, Ava, because I was thinking that will inspire you to push forward. Knowing your personality, as what I know of your personality, that'll drive you forward. And I think that's
We had
fantastic. Go ahead,
Louis,
Meg.
we were staying in the heart of Times Square, and by the we had a little bit of a hiccup on the first day when we were trying to figure out how to get around. But by the end of the week, Ava was just walking down, what is it? It was 8th, down past Port Authority by herself. She was running to,
Wow.
do the staircase. So she was turned into a New Yorker in a week, right?
No,
I mean, it was,
see?
I have to tell you, I was so amazed at her because how she just, I could see the confidence build. It was pretty amazing to watch it. And especially because she started off with her goal. She said, I'm going to be a triple threat in front of everybody. So I was like, and her dancing has gotten so good. I'm just the mom and I'm literally, we all know how biased and partial I am, but just how much, proud I am to watch her growth this summer. Plus with all the other kids she was surrounded, and the teacher, you could talk about Robert, he was really cool. He kept saying, look around. These are not your competition. This is your collaboration. These are the people
That's
that are going to
beautiful. Oh, I love that.
you. It was beautiful. Yeah.
I understand you've got the mom bias, but it's real
Totally.
because, of course, you know how I feel about you, Maggie, but when I first spoke with Ava, I didn't have that bias. And I say this over and over. I'm just blown away. I'll use that old expression again, that old hippie expression. I'm blown away by her talent and her personality. I say, there's some people that might be able to sing really well, beautifully. The personality, I don't mean this in a bad way. It just isn't bubbly. And Ava, you got it all. I'm serious. You really do. And this isn't something I'm just saying to compliment you, to be nice to you or nice to mom. Of course, I would say to Maggie, she's wonderful. But reality is, I'm talking with everybody about you, and everybody agrees. It's amazing to see someone your age. I know you're getting old. I know you're going to be 14, but to have the talent that you do with the personality. Maggie, you know what I mean? There's some people that, I've had musicians, I've had authors on who I love their book. And it's going to sound terrible. I know I'm not going to name any of them. It's just real. Their personalities just aren't, in my opinion, don't match the right. I still love the writing.
Yeah.
I had a guy on that did an NPR show for a year, and I was freaked out about what is on air. He was great. He was perfect. When I would talk to him off air, when we were in commercial or news, he wasn't that same guy. And
Oh, wow.
I used to listen to his show. I won't name it, but some people will know, on Saturday evening on NPR for years. And I loved it. I couldn't believe he was coming on the show. Now I can't listen to the show. I don't even know if he's still on. I'm sorry. I know. But Ava, the personality matches the talent. They're both super high. So tell us more about New York. Thank you. She's great, Maggie. Tell us more about New York for you.
It was very difficult at first. I've never sweat so much in my life. It was tough love with Robert, and he was really just so sweet, but he was like, we need to get to work. We got to get into the grit of it, because if they babied us, I don't think any of us would grow at all.
Wow.
And I think everyone there was just so helpful. and I learned many things about technique vocally and dancing.
Wow. So the experience was wonderful, and not only
It was,
learning the technique, but understand. I love when he said that's not your competition; it's your collaborators. I love that.
yeah,
Seriously, that's a wonderful, wonderful statement.
It changes the energy of the
Sure.
room. I mean, you could tell that they were all like rooting for each other,
Yeah,
right?
that's
it was,
yeah.
we were all very united. And the thing is with Broadway, it's very competitive because not everyone can get the part. So a lot of people are very vicious when it comes to that.
I'll bet. I'll bet.
And I'm very happy that everyone was just so different, so you couldn't compare and contrast. They were all just so different that you can't compare. So, and it was just everyone there was so sweet.
Oh, that's
You know what was really, Louis, what was really cool is they had these opportunities where the kids got to go in front of these casting director, agents, like 3 different judges. And when she was up there, like how did you feel, Abe? Because it was really cool watching the first set and then the second set. It was like impressive.
At first, I was really scared because I was thinking if they were like judging me or anything, but it wasn't that at all. They were just so sweet
wow.
and so helpful. And when I performed my song Shy, they had said to be myself a little bit more, and I was doing a little too charactery, and it really helped. They taught me a lot how to let how do I word this, to be myself. And I really appreciated that because I got a lot more confidence.
That's you seem always have seemed very confident, but to even gain that from that perspective is fantastic. And by the way, Leslie says hi.
Oh,
Our mutual
Leslie.
friend. Leslie's with us.
Yeah.
Wonderful
Leslie.
author. Yeah.
You know, Louis, I was thinking, you know, when I was watching her, and I don't know if you feel the same way, is like when you were a kid, imagine how different life would have been if you were able to be a little bit more confident and step
Oh.
into that reality that whoever you are showing up in the world is the best version of you. So just own it. And when she's around these kids and these teachers, I can tell, like, her confidence levels, you know, she's 13, but I don't mean to speak for you in front of you, but the reality is that, you know, you see that it's different than I was at 13. There's no way I could have walked down, you know, New York City through the streets by myself. And she was just like, see you, mom, later. And I was like, all right, well, this is good. I think, I think.
That's, go ahead. Go ahead, Abe.
Sorry.
No, please.
New York did teach me to be very independent, and I really want to live there when I'm older. And I remember the last day of the workshop, it was the share case, and a lot of people had gotten sick. And so I was very nervous. And I remember we were a little bit late, and my mom just told me to book it. And I've never ran so fast but so slow in my entire life.
I was laughing. I was like, I'm letting my daughter go in the middle of New York City. Oh my God. I was just call me when you get there, because there's no way I could have made it like as fast as she had sneakers on. I was wearing heels, of course, but you know, it's like, just go.
Go, Ava, go. You know, when you say that about her confidence level, I'm thinking of myself at 13. And because of, I can remember 13, bar mitzvah, of course, and you had to get up and do the whole, you know, and I did not have the confidence. I was very shy. I'm still shy. I know people, I'm an introvert. People don't get that, but I still, yeah, Ava. Yeah, I am. I am.
I know he's an introvert.
Well, I had an author on about introvert, and I fit a lot of that. Yeah, I can be extroverted, you know, in the right scenario, but generally, yeah. I don't want to.
You're an observer. But you're an observer, Louis. Like when you're having a conversation with you're observing all the little interesting tidbits that you just you zero in on, and that makes people feel very special and very seen. So that is a
Very
beauty
sincere,
of
yeah.
maybe
Yeah,
that you were shy your whole life, you're observing, but now you're using it, in these awesome interviews. And the fact of the matter is, I don't know, Ava, the fact she's 13, having a conversation with you. I think that's amazing, and that you're so
Sure is.
comfortable, to be.
I could never have done this at 13. I would have, if I had to do it, I would have done it, but I wouldn't have the confidence and personality of Ava. It's just, yeah. And again, your mom, so you've encouraged her, and that's
She's
something else that
fun. We have fun together.
I know
We have
were a
fun
blast.
together.
The two of you were a blast last time on teasing each other. And
Well, the thing is that
you
Ava's very. I'm sorry, Louie. I'm sorry.
no,
I'm like talking over you.
Maggie, go ahead. No, you're not. You're fine. I need to.
But she's super quick-witted. Like, she's super, and she reads the room. And I've been very lenient with regard to how, we are together. And usually, I mean, she's very comfortable with me, clearly this morning. I'm like, but the bottom line is that, many days, like, I always wanted that comfort between me and my kids, that they could say anything or do anything.
Right.
I'm a little bored, Abe.
No, I'm just tired because I have to start school tomorrow.
Oh.
I'm excited. We have a new principal. I'm kind of nervous because he's very strict on being late. I'm not exactly the early bird. No, but I think it'll be great, and I think this is going to be a great year. I have an amazing homeroom teacher, and I think it's going to be great. I hope it's great.
Yeah, it'll be great.
I know it's great.
You'll make it great, Ava. You'll make it great. So the principal, I mean, we don't want to go into depth because we don't want to have somebody tell him. Maybe we shouldn't talk more about the principal. But
I heard Ava.
he's very strict on time, on being.
What I've heard and seen a little, but I think it'll be great. Hopefully he does not see this.
And you
you're
really
watching this.
Yes, he's wonderful. We all know how wonderful he is, and he's helping by being strict on the time. He's helping prepare you for the world.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We want to compliment him a little bit, just in case.
Yeah. He was. I think the thing is that. Sorry for interrupting.
No, please.
He was I think something to do with a sports coach.
Yeah, I think so.
And so I get why it's kind of like not lenient yet, hopefully. And
oh dear Jesus.
Well, I get that. If he was a sports, I understand it even more, because you had to be punctual, you had to show up, you had to be fully present, and I kind of get that.
Yeah, if you miss if you come late one time, I think you get a detention, which is really like, I'm like, Ava, please, let's not just be sitting in detention all semester.
I'm trying my best.
She's creative, the creative types. I laugh because I'll give myself that excuse. I was the kid who used to run to the car with my shoes on, with my hair not done, literally begging the bus to wait, So clearly I'm not the best example. So we're like going to be like sputtering through, but her dad is, so her dad is going to get her there.
Yeah. He's very punctual and he's got it together.
Yeah, I'm very excited actually. And I have an amazing teacher this year for world history, and I love social studies and science. And both my teachers this year, I don't know about the science yet because I have not met him, but I'm very excited for both teachers. I'm very excited. Mr. B is my social studies, and he is the heart of the school. I think if he wasn't there, I would not be there. In a good way.
Isn't that one? I mean, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. What, Ava? What?
No, she said, is that bad? I said, no, there needs imagine that if you had a teacher that you were actually looking forward to learning from, that's amazing. You're going to school and you get to learn from him. That's amazing. So thank God there's teachers like that. I remember, Louie, you probably remember there were certain teachers growing up that, caught my, let me really, bask in learning. I mean, Mr. Spatola was one of them. What? Did I say
Where is
something?
she?
No, you didn't say
Where is she?
anything bad. She's afraid because, oh my God, at least that one
I'm
teacher.
watching
The
for
rest of them,
listeners. I'm
that's the
watching
one.
Ava. I'm sorry for listeners. I'm watching Ava mouth words to you, and it's cute. It's cute. So you're not seeing it. You're missing
I'm just
part of it.
very nervous. I'm nervous if
Yeah.
I'm gonna say something bad.
You
Which
won't say anything.
I don't usually say bad things. Sometimes though it's
I do.
very
I do.
incidental.
It's like foot and mouth disease,
Yeah.
right? You don't want to say something that's clearly, not, but who cares? At this point, your intentions are good, Ava.
Yeah,
So
of course, yeah. And then one of the very few advantages of being really old, like I am, is people are very forgiving of what you're saying or what you're. Yeah, very, very forgiving, very forgiving. And then they'll say, "Oh, I'm sorry, like oh God, I'm an old man," and people say, "Oh, that's okay. It's okay." They're very,
oh my God.
Do I use it for my advantage?
But you're so
Sometimes.
kind.
Oh, thank you.
But you're so kind. You're so kind, and everyone knows it. You like your energy is kindness, like your religion is kindness. So, everyone who walks into a room with you, Louie, knows that it's this like safe space for
Shy.
sure. So,
You're making me shy. See, I have a very difficult time taking a compliment. I do.
it's given in love,
I'm very
Louie. So
self-deprecating. I know, and I know you're sincere, but I'm very self-deprecating, and I get called on it all the time. Well, not all the time. My wife calls me on it. She'll say, people say, "Oh, I really like the show." I'm saying, "Oh, well," and I'm like, and she said to me once, "The way you talk about it, why would anyone want to listen if they hadn't listened? You're putting it down." I had an author on, Kimberly Friedmutter, who called me on it live on air. She said, "Louie, you
she
shouldn't
did.
talk bad about yourself." She said, 8-year-old Louie, I'll never forget this. 8-year-old Louie is making notes about who he is by what you're saying.
Isn't that crazy?
Thought, wow.
Wow.
But I still haven't stopped. I mean, I'm better.
But is that learned? Like, is that learned? Like, do you talk badly about yourself? Do you or you build yourself up? Like, is that something that you learn, or is that something that you just have to habitually, pick it up over time to build your,
Yeah, because go ahead. Ed.
Sorry.
No.
I think now, especially with social media and stuff, it's very easy to get into your head about things. And like there's a certain beauty standard, and sometimes I feel like it's a bit pressuring.
Yeah, all
But
that.
I like what's the word? I'm trying to think. I like my features the way they are. And
That's
I don't
wonderful.
I
That's
feel like
wonderful.
if everyone looked like the beauty standard, there would be no uniqueness.
Well, it wouldn't be then. It would be common. And I love that you're comfortable. You should be comfortable with yourself. You're a lovely young lady. But I hear that about social media and the standards and how strange it is today and how difficult it is and how some people have difficulty with themselves because they get whatever shamed on social media.
Yeah.
That's
I mean,
that's one of the things that there's some things that are really good about social media, and that's one thing that I think is really bad for young people.
yeah, I was just about to say, it's not like people think it's like just stated like, oh, you're not pretty if you don't look like the beauty standard. No. It's more like that thought in the back of your head that's like, oh. Like for me at least, there's like this theory about the perfect side profile. And I like mine because it's very clear that it's an Italian nose because it has a little.
Italian. I love it.
Oh, you are.
Some people have like a swoop, and I like how mine kind of just goes and then goes downwards. I do like that, and I think it makes me unique. And I
There's
don't like
a standard for profile. I mean,
side profile. Yes, it's awful. It's like people want to have a perfect swoop,
oh,
and
that's awful. I mean, Maggie, that's awful for young kids. young people.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, geez, I don't know how, and people like, you can tell like there's certain people in schools that they sniff out the people who are very insecure and they just like pounce on them, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah,
And
that's all.
I've been trying to tell her, like how long have we been like, saying, don't listen to them, don't listen to them, don't listen.
It's hard, I'm sure.
As of now, I think the people I'm surrounded by are very nice and accepting. I'm very happy though, because on my social medias, I don't post that much, but when I do, occasionally, my friends are just so supportive and nice to
That's
me.
beautiful.
And they say a lot of nice things, and I don't know what to say because I'm very like happy. And I'm very lucky, but sometimes people think if they go on like anonymous accounts or something and spread a lot of hate,
Oh yeah, no.
it's
Yeah,
not
that's
it's not
awful.
good.
The
I
things
think
that people feel is okay to say on social media just blows my mind. I mean,
It's-
I can understand being supportive in that. Why the need to, my line is, I may have said this before with you, Maggie, people want to they'll point the finger, but they fear the mirror. They'll point the finger at you, but they don't want to take a look at themselves. They don't want to take an honest assessment of themselves. And you can be obsessive about that and, self-deprecating, but it can also level you out. And those
Yeah.
people are always pointing the finger, and I
Well,
just think
I mean, for like you were talking about even with your show or with how when I present on my show, it's always like you don't want to hear haters. Like you don't want people to jump in and tell you how horrible you are. You like want to hear the good stuff. People want to feel validated, but it's going to happen. So, your skin gets thicker over time. Like who cares?
Yeah.
I like, listen, the bottom line is they just spent time watching you. So clearly
That's the thing. Yeah. That's the thing. And I agree. I don't understand the need for it. I know it's getting that people feel the need or feel it's okay to do. The way I see it, like you were saying, Ava, about the beauty standard, if everybody looked at it's the way I feel about food and music. If there was only one style of music, I don't want to say you'd get bored, but you'd get bored. It's kind of like food. If there was only one cuisine, you'd eat, but it wouldn't be, let me try this, let me try that. I just, and that beauty standard really freaks me out a bit. For young ladies, that's got to be really, really difficult.
Yeah.
When I first started in radio, by the way, 3 years ago, I had someone call in, and I knew nothing about radio. So I'm not going to get into the story of how I got into radio, but like a week after the guy proposed it to me, out there I was doing a talk radio show that I didn't know it. Yeah, it was weird. It was weird. And people were calling, and it was, your show is fresh. It's just that, call. Then I had a hater call.
Oh.
I said, I hate listening to you and your opinion, and I'm thinking the need to call in. Okay, whatever. And by the way, turn it off. No one's forcing you to listen. No one's forcing you to listen. But the producer said to me, I was, a little freaked out. I thought, oh, wow, people hate. I understand, don't like. It's not for me. Your show's not for me. Whatever. I don't, your voice kind of irritated. That's okay. Turn it off. And I was a little bit upset by it. When we were on break, I said, people actually hate you. And I'll never forget what she said. As long as they're listening, don't worry about it.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
I think I think there are always going to be people, that one guy that's like, I don't see why people like her. I mean, she's just so I've come to accept that I'm not going to have people who like me. And I'm
No, tell the story. She just did 42nd Street, right?
Yeah. Tell me. Oh, yeah.
She was amazing. I've never seen her tap before in my life. And all of a sudden,
But you posted.
like,
yeah, it's great.
I'm like, is that really Ava? Like they learned in 4 weeks this whole, like many different tap routines. So tell him.
Oh, can I finish the thing?
Of course. Go ahead.
Sorry. I've come to understand and accept that there will always be that person that is just a hater.
Yeah.
But I think there's a very fine line between those who vocalize it and those who just keep it to themselves. I think it's just not necessary. And I think the people that do vocalize their thoughts, like it matters, I think they just want a little bit of attention. And I think they're very insecure. And I know everyone says
Yeah,
that,
I agree.
but I think no one has to be so confident in themselves to bring someone else down. And it
Yeah,
seems
I don't
cheesy,
see
but
the
it's
need.
true.
What are they lacking inside? What does it say about them? It doesn't justify it. I'm not justifying it, but it's obviously there's issues with.
It's an internal issue. It's not my problem.
And it's like the kind of way, and I equate so many of my analogies, my bad analogies are with food. If I'm at a buffet or whatever, and I try something and I don't like it, I don't sit and complain about it. I just don't eat it. I move on to something else. By the way, I just want to say this about teachers. You reminded me of something, and now we're going back, oh boy, 50, I don't know, well over a half a century ago. I had a teacher in my junior year who taught American history, and my audience knows the story. I've told it countless times. Still impacts me today. He collected junior level, 11th grade American history textbooks and gave everyone in the class a different textbook.
Oh, wow.
And he would say read the chapter on the Civil War, that's the assignment. And then he would call on people, what was the cause of the Civil War? And look at, there's differences and how those books, and they may be well-intended, but it's who wrote the book. And it still sits with me today. He blew my mind, opened my mind to being a little bit more critical, not critical in the back, just, well, let's see, and I get obsessive with it now with news stories. If I hear on one of the cable, if it's interesting to me, I've got to track it down to find out if it's accurate. But it was a lesson that sticks with me today in my 70th year from when I was, well, I don't know, 16. Oh God, that's a long time ago.
I think that's really important, though, that he taught you a huge lesson. Like, there's so many different biases and perspectives to writing. I mean, you can't imagine, like, if you're only reading one person your whole life, then you're missing out on other people's point of view. So, I mean, even with regards to what they're learning, and, she goes to a Catholic school, so it's clearly from that perspective, everything. But the same thing is that the world, has so many different, points of view, perspectives. And I think that one of the cool things about, I don't know how I'm hoping she's learning, is that don't think that your box, your world is the only world. There's so much out there. And I think that I think theater, for sure, theater has done that for you. And you can even say all the different shows that you've seen, she saw MJ the musical. Go ahead, tell them.
MJ was think the best. Sorry, I think MJ was the best musical I've ever seen, which is crazy.
Yeah,
it was so good.
It was all Michael Jackson's story. It was
okay. I didn't know. I was
sorry. I figured MJ is Michael Jackson, and
I know who
Miles.
Anyway, I do know who Michael Jackson is.
Well, tell him about the kid who won the Tony for
Miles Frost.
Miles Frost.
He actually wasn't even supposed to be Michael Jackson at first, and I learned this by researching with the Broadway Collective. It was supposed to be some other guy, and they recruited him by a YouTube video he posted back in like 2017, I think.
Wow, that's interesting. You're wowing me. That's So
it was like, talk about synchronicities in life, Louis. I mean, my God. The cool thing is that the guy that they wanted declined, and he was the one that, like, check out this guy. And the kid is Michael Jackson. Like, if you watch, and it's fantastic how talented he is, and what a wonderful just merging of the worlds that this whole opportunity came up, and what's happening. I mean, it was fantastic, right, eh? I mean,
yeah. I think it was a different take on Michael Jackson. I think it was more or less about why he was kind of a little bit like
eccentric.
Eccentric.
Yeah.
And it talked about like his relationship with his father, and the actors were amazing. There was this one actor who could just flip on and off from the dad to the business manager.
That was so good.
And it was very, very impressive. And I think the kids, they were actual kids as baby Michael Jackson. They were extraordinary, and I got to get a few signatures from them. So I'm very happy.
Oh, that's fantastic. So you were very inspired seeing these plays and being on Broadway, and the tap dancing. I got to get back to that.
Oh yeah.
I didn't know you tap danced, and I saw the post, Maggie.
So good, right, Louis?
Yeah. How did you? I mean, you just pick it up, or were you tap dancing in private and mom didn't know?
The only tap I can remember was when I was in Pinocchio. My first lead ever, I was
That's right.
Pinocchio, and I had a tap solo,
That's right.
and it was so sweet. And I only knew like a few steps, and I learned a lot. And another time was Shrek. I wasn't in the tap number, but I loved doing it with my friends. It was so much fun, and we did not look like we were tapping. We looked like we were just stepping on the floor. But it was still fun, and my choreographer for 42nd Street was amazing.
Oh,
She
wow.
was so good. And she was so sweet, and she was Vanessa in The Heights at the Adrian Arch. So it was great.
Tell him what happened though with the guy in the audience. Oh my God.
There was this
That's
old man
craziness.
sitting next to my friend, this old guy, very thick Spanish accent and a big beard, and that's all I know about him. And he was with a group of 3, and he was talking so badly regarding me. I don't know why. He was like, she needs to stop touching her costume, and I don't know why. He just wanted to calm down. No, I don't understand. And
What's the need for that?
But I was
I
laughing.
had to pull up my thing because if not, it would have fallen off. And he said my singing was too nasally. He said my voice was too high pitched. He said my tapping was sloppy.
Wow.
Even though I just learned. And he said my wig was a mess because the AC was not working, and that wasn't MCT's problem. That was the area we were performing at. And obviously I'm not gonna be as well put together when it's 80 degrees.
I know, it was pretty hot. I just laughed at the fact that this gentleman came to the show and literally
So
just he's like one of those guys on the Muppets. Remember the Muppet,
heckler.
the hecklers. He was a heckler. And I said, Ava, really? Like, how did it, like, what, like, let me tell you, it's funny. I mean, it's ridiculous that he was saying, but it's funny. It's like, you know, there's gonna be people like that in the world, and it can't drown out. There's so many people who just enjoyed what you were doing, like enjoyed
just an audience member. It was just
an audience.
And he was like, my friend told me he looked like an older guy, and I don't know why he's talking about a 13-year-old the way he does. I don't think he knew I was 13. But
well, he knew you were very young. I mean, you know, that's obvious.
I didn't look older, and
it's funny.
I mean, I can't help but laugh because I don't know why he was so concerned about me. I wasn't even a main character. I was like 4th or something.
There are some people that I thrive on complaining, which is weird. And you'll never make them happy. I just, you know, I'm thinking of an incident at a restaurant. I can't tell you how many years ago, decades and decades and decades ago. And the lady, it was at a lady sitting across from me, the couple sitting across, she ordered, I'd say, veal. And it comes down and she looks at it and she calls the waitress back and said, this veal's too tough. And I looked at my wife and I had like a black and blue mark on my side of my leg because she kept kicking me to not. Well, it got too much after a while. Then what else? What could we get you, man? Cheese ravioli. Okay. And this was a really nice, I don't mean high class. The food was great. It was a great place and a very nice restaurant. The ravioli comes out and she calls waitress back. Hear this, there's too much cheese in the ravioli. I could understand there's no cheese or very little. There's cheese and sausage. There's cheese and spinach. Too much cheese in the ravioli. And it was interesting because then she sat there with the face, you know, the disappointed face, didn't want anything. And we were behind them when they went to McDonald's. And it was just like, you weren't going to satisfy her. It didn't matter.
Yeah.
She thrived on complaining. And I think that's got to be a miserable way to live.
You know, Wayne Dyer said a long time ago, and Wayne Dyer said a long time ago, detach from the good opinion of others, right? I mean, everyone's going to have an opinion. Everyone lives in the world. You can't please everybody. And this is a good lesson for adults and kids. She just like, so the bottom line is just you go do you, the best you can do, and show up authentically, you know, yourself with all the practice and all the preparation. And then just like, hey, there you are, which is awesome, right?
Yeah.
That's
I
right. That's good advice.
You want to sing the
one thing and then I'll
Okay.
sing. I admit it's a little fun to complain sometimes. It is so fun. I love it. But I never complain about people.
You only complain about me.
No.
Yeah. You only
No.
complain about me.
I just it's fun to be like, oh my God, or oh my leg.
Oh, my life.
My mom would always say, I hate my life.
No. When my kids drive me crazy, the only thing I can do is take a deep breath and I scream, oh my God, I hate my life. And she's like, stop saying that. It's like,
We have a good life. We're good.
good life. We're good. Yeah, we do. We have a great life, but sometimes you just like the expletive, right? Oh, you're driving me crazy. Yes.
Yeah. I'm very familiar with expletives and
Yeah.
Oh, yes, very familiar.
For sure.
Yes, absolutely. I want to ask you about Poppy in New York. I love that movie.
I have his
For listeners, you tell us, describe it.
So I have a picture. It's Flat Poppy and Flat Zach, his dog, and
Poppy is
Poppy Palooza. Poppy's my father, and ever since my mom passed away in 2011, my father has been taking my sisters and I to New York City, and we call it Poppy Palooza. And every year we see 7 or 8 Broadway shows, and it's just a palooza. It's a wonderful event.
I'm going to take a picture. Ava, we're going to do a picture, okay? Real quick for listeners, I know, but I'll post it. I love that because I watched where you took Poppy all around New York.
We took Poppy all around. So right before we left, my father had an inner ear problem and he couldn't fly. So fortunately, Ava was practicing for 42nd Street, so she couldn't come. So my nephews, Ryan and Hunter, came, my sister's sons, and we went and did our shows in New York. And my God, did we see shows? We saw from, POTUS, which is the drama. We saw MJ the musical. We saw, Company with Patti LuPone. I mean, all these wonderful shows. And I wanted my father to feel like he was with us. And I have a best friend. And when I go places and she can't be with me, I had made a flat Lisa, and I'll show you one day. So I decided I'm going to make a flat Poppy and take him with us. And it was like, where in the world is Poppy going? Yes, it's on. Ava.
Oh, it's on?
Yes.
Let me.
So I said, where in the world is Poppy going?
Can you hear me?
That's the microphone.
I didn't know it was like that.
Right there. But I love the pictures you posted. And you ran into an actor. Help me, my bad memory.
Yes. So years ago, like 2000, I want to say 2014, she came through Miami and was in Chicago. She was Mama in Chicago, and she's amazing. Jennifer Fouché. And we went to the stage door in Miami to meet the actors because Ava was an aspiring actor back then. You want to tell the story. So we met them, and she was so awesome to Ava. Like, she took pictures with them, and we've been following her ever since. She is a powerhouse, and she is going places. She is just amazing. And right now she was cast in POTUS. So when I went to New York, I got to meet up with her. Everyone needs to keep their eyes open for her because you have to have her on your show one day, Louie. She's amazing. She's amazing. Just a beautiful voice, a wonderful presence. I think she is somehow involved with Michael R. Jackson. He's the one who did Strange Loop. So in the future, we might be seeing something out of Broadway for her there. But she's just one of those people that you, like Ava, Ava, like you have the charisma, you have the presence, you have this, So it's like,
and the talent.
And she's so kind. Like, she appreciates her fans, which I love more than anything. When people come up, they're very grateful, especially with Broadway being closed down for such a long time. during COVID, you know, now they're like so grateful for everyone who's coming back and supporting these shows. So we saw her, and I'm going to connect you. You're going to have. Oh, she's
I would
awesome.
love to. And
She's
again,
awesome.
I love the pictures of Poppy and all the pictures that you had in New York. Ava, you going to sing us a song?
Yeah. I mean, yes.
Great.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's okay. She's so sweet, by the way, Maggie. And this is not polite, and you know, wow.
She's a good girl.
Amazing. Yeah.
Thank you.
Very, very good.
Well, tell her why we're singing this song. Why are you singing this song?
This song is dedicated to the passing of Olivia Newton-John, and I'm singing Hopelessly Devoted to You. I love her, and I thought she was amazing in Xanadu and Grease, obviously. And yeah.
Here, do you want to stand up?
Am I standing?
Yeah, stand up. Yeah, put the camera on you. Okay.
Just before you start, just let me tell you, a local theater company called the Millennial Theater Company, and it's all millennials that do it, no old people like me, and they just performed Grease just prior to Olivia passing.
Oh wow!
They do great productions. There's just what do you young people call it? A shout out to them.
Oh, I love it. I love that. You have to tell us who it is. We'll have to follow them.
Yeah, they're great. Okay. Oh.
Sorry, this is a weird angle.
There, that's good.
Oh, I was wondering. I thought you were pointing at me to do something.
She's telling me.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Oh my God. All right, we're getting it here.
Wait, let me know if the audio is okay and if you can actually hear me.
They're putting your here.
Good?
Yeah, I can hear it.
Too loud, too loud?
No.
Okay. Then we're perfect. No. Okay. Sorry. We should have done this beforehand.
Why?
Okay.
Great, Ava.
I'll begin.
I'm honored that you're going to sing.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I'm so nervous for school tomorrow. Whew. Anyways. Guess mine is not the first heart broken. My eyes not the first to cry. I'm not the first to know. There's just no getting over you. You know, just a fool. Just no. Who's waiting to sit around and wait for you? But baby, can't you see? There's nothing else for me to do. I'm hopelessly devoted to you. But now there's nowhere to hide since you pushed my love aside. I'm not who I am, hopelessly devoted to you. Hopelessly devoted to you. Hopelessly devoted to you. My head is saying, fool, forget him. My heart is saying, don't let go. Hold on to the end, and that's what I intend to do. I'm hopelessly devoted to you. But now there's nowhere to hide since you pushed my love aside. I'm out of my head, hopelessly devoted to you. Hopelessly devoted to you. Thank you.
I have to tell you, Ava, honestly, of course, I would be complimentary. Of course, of course, I wouldn't be impolite. You are amazing. I mean, your vote, I'm serious. And I know I just got an email about you. Yeah, it's a little lengthy, but it's all complimentary. I'll respond a little bit later. That's fantastic. I mean, I don't even have the words for it. You've got again, the presence, a beautiful voice, a beautiful, very expressive, and a presence. Again, I don't have the vocabulary to even accurately describe it. I mean this 100%. You know, if I would certainly say, that's wonderful, Ava. That was really good. Thank you so much for saying, I'm going to be polite. I'm not going to be impolite and say, nah, nah, nah. But I'm just blown away as I was. I wish I had better vocabulary. I am so impressed. There's a different word.
I don't know.
Impressed with your talent and your presence, your personality. Wow.
Thank you.
Yeah, I guess I probably will be alive because I have a feeling it's going to happen quickly for you as you progress. Yeah, I'm serious.
Thank you so
Because
much.
I was thinking, well, if it's going to be, 10 years, I don't know if I can't plan 10 years out. But wow, that is beautiful. That is
Thank you very
beautiful.
much.
Mickey, how I don't, yeah,
Hang on, we'll go back out.
yeah. Let me get you in there.
Sit down, Amy.
I need to get the chair, Mom. Sorry.
No, you're fine. That's just incredible. Maggie, I mean, you've got to be blown away. And I get it. Your mom, so you don't probably, don't want to say best singer, because, but wow. I mean, what do people say about her?
Louis, I have to say this. We all want our kids to do the things that they enjoy, that they're passionate about, right? In life.
Yes.
And certainly for me, I am beyond excited that, first of all, she loves Broadway because it is something that I beyond love. And then of course, as a writer too, it's lovely to see the creative side of my kids come out. But when I hear her and I see her like progression, like the evolution of her talent, I sit back and just am grateful that I can give her the opportunities, but even more so that she takes advantage of them. So, and her teachers, like shout out to her teachers, Damaris Lopez Canales. She's amazing. She has taken Ava's vocals to a next level. And, you can't do that alone. I don't think that, you can have not raw natural talent.
Yeah.
I think that when you're guided, and I think that's a beautiful thing about, look, I know that you get like very yourself, whatever, but you can guide a conversation where people feel like, wow, that was awesome when you leave the room. Like that was a great morning. That was a great conversation. I think when teachers see others with talent and then they guide them along, I mean, that's what we all strive to do, is see something beautiful in another person and then help them bring it out to the front, right? So with her, she's showing me a picture of her when she was a baby, Louis. You see that?
Yeah.
Little
I'm
Ava.
sorry, I'll post these later.
No, I'm just laughing because I'm laughing because, here, okay. There's Ava.
Wait a minute, one more.
I mean,
that's terribly unprofessional of me.
But she's a little drama girl. Like she was a baby. She was a drama girl. Like she was always over the top, always over the top. And you have that and then you channel it, and it's funny because I would love to hear your radio story. Like, I think that's so cool. Because people realize that it's just not, you don't just turn on a radio station and there you are. It's the magical connections along the way that someone saw something amazing or special in her. I get to say that I'm her mom and I got to do that, but it could be anybody that you cross paths with, and that she just was comfortable singing that song, which is really not an easy song, and the fact of the matter is that she loves it. And I can't imagine, I know how it feels to be in a profession that you don't love, and that's not fun. You feel like every day you have to go somewhere and you have to show up because, that's where you are. That's your lot in life. But I think for my kids, and you know this about me, is that, I write inspiration. I want people to be inspired to show up to the best persons that they can be. And of course, I want my kids to do the same. And when I see her, it's like, wow, she's on her way. Hopefully she'll always feel that spark.
I don't think she can. This is like a double net, cannot feel that spark. That's that's a drive from within, right, Ava? I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know, but to try to not do that talent just springs out. That ability just comes out, it flows.
Yeah. And Louis, we saw when she was 6 years old.
5
5 years old. She tried out for Annie. Was it 6? It was 6.
No. Other way around. I started MCT when I was 6.
Okay.
And then Annie, I was 7.
Okay, so she was 7, and we aren't allowed. Parents are not allowed into the audition room for clear reasons. How meddling, how because okay, regardless of whether or not you don't want to be or you want to be, parents are kind of like little hoverers. We want to protect our kids, and she went into the audition room. She sang "The Sun Will Come Out Tomorrow." She came out, and the kid was in tears. You remember this, right?
That was Aladdin.
No, that was Annie. And I said to you, I go, what happened? What happened?
Ava gives the eye roll. Ava
I know. She's like, it was Annie.
Right. So what happened? What happened? What
so she came out. She was like crying, and I'm like, oh my God, what did they do to you? What did they do to you, my little baby? What did they do to you?
I'm busting back into that room, right?
Yeah, I was like, I'm coming, Ava, because I'm a total mama bear when it comes to that. And she goes, I'm so happy. And I go, you're so happy? She goes, I felt so like I was singing to these people, and I wanted to make everybody else happy because I wanted them to share how I was feeling on the stage. Beautiful. And I was like, she was 7. Remember that?
Yeah.
6.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
It comes from, I've spoke with a really a comic, writes but illustrates, and very, very successful. And I remember talking with him. He's in my age group, and talking with him a few years ago. And where's it come from? He said it's something that when you have it, it has to come out. Mm-hmm. You can't suppress it. He said, Louis, honestly, and he made a funny analogy that I'm not going to repeat right now. It wasn't horrible. He compared it to a bodily function, and yeah, okay. That's I don't want to be too crude, but it was just, he said, it's got to come out. It's got to come out. You can't suppress it. You can try. But I'm thinking of that like with what you were saying earlier, and Ava, it's just, it blossoms. It comes from where, I don't know.
Ask her.
Inside.
I think I've always had it. I've always loved
natural.
I guess I've always been the creative kind of type, and it just clicked, and I'm so happy I got into it young. And I don't think I'll ever get bored of it. I think this is really for me. And
I would agree, right, Maggie?
I think so.
Yeah. I'm really grateful because a lot of people, like young people, don't really know what they're doing. And
some of us old people don't know. I'm still trying to figure out what I'm going to do when I grow up.
I know.
There's like a big question of what I'm going to do with my life, whatever. I'm very happy that I know now because I can dedicate all of myself to it. And I am actually so excited because I'm applying to art schools this year. And it's going to be a big jump, Catholic school to art school, but I think it'll be very fun.
Oh, I'm sure.
I'm so excited because I wish I went to a art school prior.
But now, but you're
felt that, Louis?
Is that bad?
Yeah, I got that. Oh, but you're young, so
is that bad?
No,
you're doing it now. You can't go back. So you're doing it now.
Yeah,
and you're still very young. You may not perceive yourself as very young, but you are. So you've got Tons of opportunities.
And for me at least, what was I gonna say? Oh my god, brain fart.
Oh, no, it's like that's my thing to do. What
Oh.
did I say? What was I thinking? I'll write notes on my hand so I remember what I have to do today.
I'm very glad I went to a Catholic school. I met some very amazing people, and I'm very happy I didn't have to go to CCD because
That's true.
that's not fun.
Where's-
And I'm very
where-
excited.
where's-
It's catechism. So it's like where they have
Oh,
to
okay.
take
Yeah,
the
yeah,
classes so
yeah.
they can get communion and then get confirmed and all of that stuff. So yeah. I said, you don't know. It's interesting because I was like, well, it's good you know what's out there. You have to
Yeah.
learn. I mean, so that you make a decision later in life what you want, you know,
And you
it's
have to know what you don't like. Also, I mean,
Exactly.
again, back to the food analogy. Well, I don't like that, so I'm not
Right.
going to go back to that and try to like it or something. It's just not for me.
right. Which is a beautiful thing that you have those exposures in your life that, you know, certainly appropriate for age, but at the same time, you know,
Yeah,
I mean,
Of course.
look, my father, when I was a kid, loved, like I said, loved the movies, loved theater, loved symphonies, loved everything. They always had us listening to it. And, you know, sometimes they were like, you know, it didn't matter that it was whatever rating it was. It was just like we were just learning and getting all different content and processing it. And I see the world so much differently. I accept a lot of, you know, people who are raised a certain way, they see differences as something that's an affront to what their
Yes,
beliefs
yes,
are.
yes.
And to me, it's like, oh my God,
Open up.
differences expand my
It's
horizons.
our
And I
world.
hope that's her too, because I mean, that's how we are. That's how my husband and I are. Certainly, I mean, you can tell me otherwise, Ava.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm very grateful for everything I have and the family I've grown.
Beautiful.
What's the word? Grown up with? Yes.
That's
And
wonderful.
I'm very thankful to have had such an artistic influence by my parents and my grandparents.
Maybe that's going to make you feel
Yeah, I mean, you do something right. It's like you can start your day with a
a
big
lot
check.
of things right.
So
But that's beautiful to hear that. And I am grateful, Maggie, to you and your husband for putting such an amazing young lady in our world. And I mean that sincerely. Talented, sweet, nice, smart, funny. You got it all, Ava.
You got it all, eh?
You do. So you'll come back when you I don't know when they're on break. I should say it. I would love to have you back and update us on school, how school's going, maybe sing again. You're incredible. I say it over and over. You really are. You touch my heart, and Maggie, as do you, you know, and you know I love you. You're
Oh my God.
amazing.
I told you this at the outset. It'll be a year.
Get emotional.
Yeah, well, it's true. It's been a year. My book is published September, and I met you in October. And one of the greatest things that has happened, I think, on my publishing journey is meeting you, Louie. You're just a beautiful soul, and I adore you, and you're part of our family. And like I said, we went to because of the libraries and how important they are, we went to the New York Public Library and we got this for you. So it says libraries are always welcome, and so you'll be getting that certainly from us. But we always say, you can't change the whole world, but you can make a difference in your small part of it, and you definitely are doing that. And I hope that you inspire others to do that as well. And certainly Ava's first show is Louis, so there you go.
Yay.
So Louis is coming to your debut, wherever that may be. I mean, I think that's fantastic. And we are the magical connections we make along the way.
That's right.
And you never know what doors open because of one wonderful interaction, and more so the people you meet and the wonderful experiences you have. So
absolutely. And I've been told by people close to me, the one producer that I worked with years ago, that I shouldn't sing on air. There's an old African saying. It's like, if you can walk, you can dance. If you can talk, you can sing. I'm the exception to both of those. I love to dance. No one wants to see me. I love to sing. No one wants to hear me. I was going to sing a line, "Don't you forget about me. Don't you forget about me, Ava."
There you go.
You are amazing. You are amazing. You're a gift in our world. Maggie, as are you.
Mwah, we love you, Louie.
I love you too. Your show, your next author show?
Oh, my next. So I have my Manifesting with Meg. I have a great lineup in September. I have Jen Milius. I have Amy Ferris. I have Zibby Owen. So, I love to pass on my wonderful people I get to meet, but I'm doing those in September. It'll be I actually got an audio coming out. I'm going to start taping it for my book finally. And, of course,
Great.
we'll post everything when we have Ava, doing her next shows to you, Louie. So we'll keep you in the loop, in the mix, and you're part of the family. So
Thank you. Thank you. And your website?
my
Tell me.
website is Meg Nocero, MEGNOCERO.com. My YouTube channel has Ava singing as well as my shows. So you can get everything there. And she can't have her own yet because
And-
she's 13. So I
and-
got
Can
to
I
monitor.
put my socials in there? What's it
Oh,
called?
she wants to add her socials. So I don't know.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Make you think about it. And if
Yeah,
it's
I'm not
okay,
sure
I'll
about
post
that.
it.
Is that bad?
Yeah.
Is bad?
No, I just think you're a little young right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you how obsessive I am with that. I had some young people in that had a band, and the one kid was 17, and I actually called his mom to make sure I could put him on camera. I think that's the proper thing to do.
Yeah.
You
You
I
gotta
don't-
protect
Okay.
them. Everyone's
was-
not as wonderful as Louie, unfortunately.
I had from Greece. There was one of the actresses was on, and I needed to make
Get
sure
her.
that,
Yeah.
it's protective.
Yeah.
and
Sorry, I
respectful.
was just
No. I just,
testing the waters.
if you change your mind, get them to me and I'll post it. I love
Awesome.
you
It's
both.
just my
You're
Instagram
wonderful.
video.
But we do put her up on her singing on the YouTube. So if you
And
want to
the
hear
YouTube
more,
channel is
it's my Manifesting with Meg. It's my last name, Meg Nocero, MEGNOCERO. So yeah, get on there and follow, and that's great.
Follow,
I
yeah.
mean, yes, I definitely, Louie knows it's very smart. You just be a little bit smarter, who knows who's out there, but the bottom line is only good can't come. So
yes, yeah. It's just
Okay.
you have
I
to.
was just
you have
trying to
only
see.
good can come. But you need to be aware that. Yeah.
aware is
I know.
good.
Believe me,
No, you're
yeah,
not bad.
aware.
No, you're fine.
Aware.
Anyway,
Love you both.
we
And
love you, Louie.
please come back, Ava, and update us on school whenever.
Yeah.
Whenever you are always welcome, as are you, Meg. We've got to
Oh,
do
you're
the
the
gig,
best.
you and I again sometime. So,
I love you,
love
Louie.
you both. Thank you both. Thank you both. How wonderful, folks. I mean, her talent, Ava's talent is just, it's extraordinary when you think about, for